rolling?
I'm recording now, yes.
Okay. Welcome everyone to episode number 2 of what I am calling Haircuts from Healthcare Heroes. Last time we had my friend Justin, one of our staff nurses, clean me up nicely on the side and clean up the top with some trauma shears. And I told you the next haircut would be from my friend Ryan, another one of our staff nurses. Unlike Justin, who turns out actually has significant haircutting experience, Ryan has maintained adamantly that he has no idea what he is doing. That's okay. We have more advanced equipment, a better production setup this time. Let's come get a little zoom in here, right, of what we got here. You can see we've upgraded our equipment here. Last time all we had was a single pair of buzzers and trauma shears. Now we've gone up to this level, so you can see the budget's expanding. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my PPE on, and then we're gonna bring in our guest barber, Ryan, in just a moment and learn a little bit about him. And as a reminder, every guest barber or stylist gets to choose a charity, and I'm gonna donate $100 to a charity of their choice. Okay, let's pause there and I'll come right back with my PPE. Okay, I am back. As you can see, I've upgraded my mask. This is a K95 from China that is somewhere below a level N and somewhere above a bandana. So we're ready to go here, and now let's introduce our guest barber, Ryan. Ryan, come on out.
Hello.
Welcome to Ryan. Now, Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself as you get prepped here. I'm gonna go sit down and we're gonna talk as we go.
Well, I have absolutely zero experience cutting hair.
Okay.
I've only shaved a couple of people in their sleep, just for fun.
This has got to be PG and G rated, Ryan, so we can't go there.
No, just their heads. Just their heads.
Okay, great.
I was also in a horrible mouse racing accident a few years back, and I have no use of my thumbs, so this is going to be even more pretty.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So evolution has taken away the use of Ryan's thumbs.
That's all I got.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's gown up or whatever we need to do. If you want to use some towels or wrap around my neck, if you're going to be professional about this, I have no idea.
Go. We're going to be professional.
So, Ryan, I asked you to think about what charity you want to donate to. Any ideas?
Yes, I would like to donate to Backstoppers.
Backstoppers, tell us a little bit about that.
Backstoppers is an organization for first responders when if they are injured, hurt, killed in the line of duty. It gives back to their families so that they don't have to worry about all the expenses after said accident.
That's a great organization. What made you pick that?
Well, my dad is a retired fire chief, so near and dear to my heart, and I also have a police officer that I'm pretty close to.
Fantastic. Okay. So Ryan is going through the equipment. He just saw this for the first time right as he basically walked in. What did you grab there?
Grab the 4. We're going to start off with the 4.
Okay, so I don't know what that means, but let's see what happens with it.
I don't know what that means either, so let's see what happens with this.
Okay. So, Ryan, let's learn a little bit more about you. I recall you telling me at one point you've served in the military. Is that true?
I was in the Marine Corps.
So tell us about being in the Marine Corps.
I did 4 years. I was stationed in Hawaii.
Okay.
I served 2 tours overseas, once in Afghanistan and once in Iraq.
Okay.
And then I got out and I tried my hand at literally everything until I found nursing.
So you went from serving in the military to being a nurse. What did you do in between?
I went to Rankin and got an associate's degree for nothing.
Okay.
And then I did project management for a while.
Okay.
I worked in a pipe cutting plant for a while. I was a bartender, I was a server, and now I'm St. Louis Children's most valuable nurse.
Well, you're a second most valuable barber nurse at least.
Oh,
we'll see how you do after this if you elevate above Justin. We're going to have a power ranking when we're done with this series.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So what led you to nursing after all those different jobs?
I don't even know. Honestly, I had a lot of friends that were nurses that loved it. I feel like there's a lot of stability in this. And I wasn't young, so I was tired of doing restaurant jobs. And so far, I'm extremely happy with the decision that I've made.
So you think you'll be sticking around as a nurse for a while?
Yeah, for a while.
Okay, so semi-serious question here, but not really. So you've served overseas, you've been in the military, you've seen what sounds like military action potentially. Now we're here in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and people are constantly talking about people like us being on the front lines and being at war. For someone like you who's actually been on the front lines, how does that analogy feel for you?
Oh, I would say that the stuff that we go through after nursing school and all this, I'd pick war.
Really?
Over this stuff any day, yeah.
Wow, okay.
At least war, you had a game plan, like you knew what was happening. Here, you just kind of show up and everything changes and you just kind of hope for the best. But there's nothing wrong with that, it's just a little bit different level of stress.
That's an interesting perspective. So how about with COVID specifically and the concerns people have? I mean, it sounds like you're kind of describing the ER in general. Do you feel that way about everything with the ER, COVID specifically? Or has it changed at all in the past month with all this going on?
I mean, it really is more COVID specific, just because we're constantly learning new things every single day, and numbers keep changing, and now we're dealing with a population that is tired of sitting at home and waiting for answers and thinking that most of us are just making this stuff up anyway. So
wait, we're not making this up. This is real?
No, we are. No. We're not making this up.
Okay,
it's very real.
Okay, so for the viewers at home, there really is a pandemic out there, okay? And we really are here wearing masks, getting haircuts in our ER because Great Clips is closed. So instead, I am here having people like Ryan do their thing and learn on the job. So Ryan, this is the first time you've ever not just buzzed someone's head.
Yes.
How is it going back there?
Well, it's going.
Okay. Maybe Sarah, our camera woman, and I can introduce her as well. Sarah Goymarak is one of our assistant nurse managers here, is acting as videographer this time around, doing a fantastic job, and show some of this handiwork. And while she is wearing a mask, I can see through her expressive eyes that she's very amused by whatever Ryan is doing. The end product ought to be quite interesting. Now, unlike our barber last week, Justin, who I frequently commented had a little bit of a very light touch, actually. Ryan's a little more aggressive.
I am a little bit more aggressive.
He's a little more aggressive than Justin, I'm not going to lie.
You're welcome.
So he's switching something out here. I don't know what he just grabbed.
We're just changing up guards. The higher I go, the longer the guard is.
Okay, so this is where I think he's going to try to blend it in.
This is where the blending.
This is the blending. Now again, Ryan doesn't actually know what that term means or how to use this equipment, so he's learning as he goes. But again, this is much more advanced equipment than what we had last week with Justin, who did everything with simply a comb and one set of buzzers with no guards. So we'll see how this turns out. And Ryan, I don't know if I specified, I like to get it sideburns up just a little bit, clean it up off the ears, clean up the neck and the line in the back, kind of square it off.
You got it.
I can take these loops off my ears and just hold the mask if that's helpful.
No, you're good.
You okay?
You're okay. For now.
For someone who's never actually cut someone's hair, Ryan displays a staggering amount of confidence as he does this. There's no hesitation.
Well, it's go big or go home. That's my motto. So we're all in right now.
We are all in. There's no going back from this haircut, that is for sure. So Ryan, what else about you would you like to share with our viewing audience?
Well, in my spare time, I raise sea turtles in my swimming pool.
Oh, fantastic.
And I sell them on the black market.
Okay, that sounds amazing. How much does a sea turtle cost?
Well, it depends. If you want the little baby ones, they're a little bit cheaper, but the ones for eating, no, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
So you're saying I can't buy a sea turtle from you?
No.
Dang it. Okay. Fine. Well, what are your actual hobbies away from work?
Right now or in general?
Both?
Well, right now, sleeping, because I can't go out. I'm not allowed to leave my house.
Okay, when the world is not shut down, what do you do for fun?
No, I love lifting weights. I like being very active.
Wait, you lift weights? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise. I like playing sports.
What sport?
I love soccer. I
Yeah?
love soccer. I love sand volleyball. I
Now-
love softball.
Now, you were at the sand volleyball tournament last fall that we were in, correct?
That's correct.
How'd your team do?
We all played very well.
You
played
did
our
worse
hearts
than,
out.
you did almost as good as us, which was almost last place.
Yeah, well, I think we might have. I think we came in like third to last or fourth to last. Not great.
So how are you maintaining your sanity during the self-isolation, quarantining at home? Like, how are you working out?
I bought a bunch of resistance bands. My door doesn't like them, but they're working. They're doing their job.
Okay. And are you doing anything for just like entertainment? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
actually I've been gardening a lot. I know that sounds really weird, but I like to do that. It keeps my mind off things.
So I tried to garden for the first time a couple weeks ago. Never really done gardening. Got some nice pretty blue hydrangeas from Costco and planted them, and they looked great for 4 days, and then a frost came and they died. And I'm unclear if I'm supposed to leave them there because it looks pretty pathetic right in front of my house, or if I'm supposed to just dig them up and put new ones in. What am I supposed to do?
I would say if they're dead, I'd dig them up.
I mean, the petals and flowers are dead, but how do I know if the roots are alive? Like, will it come back?
Yeah, they would. Hydrangeas come back. Have you seen any green on them at all?
I mean, sort of that puke dying green, yes.
If there's green leaves sprouting already, then they'll come back. If not, I'd dig them up and start over again.
Okay, so that's a failed gardening experiment for me. So what have you been planting?
Kind of a little bit of everything. Lots of hostas, because they make such good border flowers.
Okay.
I have hydrangeas myself.
So wait, hold on. Are you trying to build like a border wall of plants?
Well,
Who are you trying to keep out, Ryan?
Well, my yard's very private. I have a pool, and I like to keep it private so the neighbors aren't constantly looking over the fence.
Because of the sea turtles that are back there,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta keep that in check.
And you must know a lot of policemen. You probably don't want them coming and raiding your sea turtle population.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry
What
about
did you just
that.
stick me with?
Comb. Trying to get a little bit off your ears here.
This is definitely a different haircut experience than last week.
I've never done this before, so it's fun.
Good. Maybe this will be your new hobby.
Yeah.
And just for the audience at home, this is brand new equipment, but I have disinfected it. And most of you will not know this. I've already had COVID and recovered, so to disinfect, I have actually taken my own plasma and doused this equipment in there so it's covered in antibodies to make sure that no one can get COVID from this haircut equipment. And I'm wearing a mask just for the sake of wearing a mask, because it's probably prettier with a mask than without a mask when you're looking at me.
We're gonna.
Something hit the floor.
And we're not using it anymore.
But don't worry, I have a pool of antibody fluid back there that we can just dunk this stuff in and put it right back into circulation. So how do you feel like you're progressing back there, Ryan?
Not too bad.
Because unlike a regular stylist or barber, I can't see anything because there's no mirror in front of me. I do feel a little bit lighter. Oh, that hurt.
Trying to get some of this off your ears.
So for our next styling guest, I had asked one of our housekeeping fantastic people that I love, Miss Nadine, to come help. She declined, but one of her colleagues stepped up, Miss Anna, and said that she was willing to do it, and says she actually has a lot of experience cutting hair. And she actually saw me here coming in tonight and asked if she was cutting my hair tonight, and I said no, Ryan's already booked this spot. But Miss Anna hopefully will be the next one. We're starting to line guests up here. We're going to introduce you hopefully to maybe one of our registration staff at one point, one of our social workers. One of my favorite social workers is a tall man named Kevin, also no hair. As you can see, I'm mostly going after men with no hair to cut my hair. Wow. Ryan does have some hair, I guess.
Yeah, you wanted that big star in the back of your head too, that you're going to.
What now?
I'm just going to put a big star right back here.
I already have a big scar on my forehead, actually.
No, star.
Oh, star.
Yeah, like shaved into your back of your head. You know, those stars, you know how they do it.
Well, I am pretty awesome, so a star would just signify that I'm awesome.
Okay.
Ryan is doing this right before he's about to work a night shift. He thankfully came in approximately 30 to 40 minutes before his overnight shift. Working the next few nights here in the emergency department. And Ryan normally shows up late for a shift, so I was actually thankful he showed up at all.
Not late, just pushing it.
I mean, your nurse manager told me right before you walked in that you're normally late, so.
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I like to use that time clock to the very last second.
So Sarah, how do you think he's doing? What's your perspective so far?
Looks pretty good.
Okay. You got the Sarah seal of approval. But like I told Justin last week, the real hard part's the top and blending that in.
Yeah, let's start there. See how we do
Okay.
that.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing scissors.
Here we go. At least these are real scissors this time. Last week Justin was using trauma shears, so we'll see what happens now. So I noticed you're going freestyle with the finger method as opposed to great clips or some other stylists. Well, they'll use the comb to sort of figure out, and then they'll sort of like ask me, hey, how much do you want to take off? And I noticed you haven't asked me yet how much I want to take off.
I'm just trimming.
Okay.
Just getting this top layer, so I'm really not taking much off because I'm not that brave.
Okay. And don't go too short back here. It'll stick up.
Nope. I'm not going too short anywhere. Like I said, I'm not that brave.
Now, that's saying a lot from someone who's fought overseas, worked here in the emergency department taking care of critically ill kids. But it sounds like what scares you even more than COVID is giving a haircut.
Giving a bad haircut.
Have you ever given a good haircut?
No.
Okay. Well, first time for everything.
Exactly.
So Backstoppers, now they're national, correct?
They are national.
Is there a local chapter specifically I'm supposed to donate to?
You know what? I don't. I know that if you go to their website, it makes donation very easy. But I don't know if there's a local chapter.
Okay.
I know that they put the funds locally, so whenever you give to the organization, they use them.
Got it. Okay. So last week, Justin, our guest barber, asked me to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, so that donation has already been made. And tonight, I will go home and we'll put in a donation to Backstoppers for $100.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fantastic.
And I know everybody in that field appreciates that. And I had a very specific thank you before I left the house.
Awesome. Hopefully this goes to help people like that. I do have a lot of hair because last week Justin didn't cut enough off the top.
1 week's pay.
He was afraid to go there. He just wanted to clean the sides
It's the
up.
best I can do. Wait! Hey!
Now, do you also do
You better
scalp
find
massages
yourself
and
someplace to
shampoos?
hide and
No.
keep praying nobody ever finds you.
Really?
No.
Try these on.
What kind of service am I paying for
Look,
here?
you crazy
You're not.
mother.
Well,
Put
actually,
these
you
on.
are.
Hey! Stay
Sort
away
of
from me.
paying.
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a...
Paying by my appearance after this is done.
That's true.
I mean, I gotta work.
It's a good thing that we're in
Trying
quarantine.
to say, you...
And
I
you
mean,
have a helmet to wear
family's
whenever
life.
you're...
That's true. Thankfully, the
couldn't even
patients
say
will not be able to see my face. But maybe I'll get my Clooney mask and put that back on.
Oh, yeah, there
I'm
you
giving you
go.
a choice.
That's a better... That's a
Either
better
put on these
looking way.
glasses or
Excuse
start
me? Are
eating
you
that
saying
trash
George
can.
Clooney's better looking than me?
Not this year.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I'm screaming that he's better looking than you are.
Okay.
Well, I can't say what I want to say because I'm trying to keep this PG, so we'll take that for what it is. Sarah, how does it look from that side?
Pretty even.
Pretty even. So only slightly lopsided is what that really means.
I don't want to fight you. Come on. I don't want to fight you. Stop it.
No!
Just so you know, we are not taking up any clinical space. We're not taking up any hospital-needed PPE. This is my own personal mask. That face shield Ryan is wearing is easily reused and cleaned.
And it's mine.
And it's his personal one.
Man, I told you, I didn't want to be in. You dirty motherfucker!
So, does it make a difference to you whether the hair is wet or dry? I asked Justin that question last week, and he says it's easier to cut hair dry.
I don't know. think with the top part like this, I think it's probably easier to cut if it's a little bit more wet. But
Okay. I guess
Take a
we
look.
can make a note for next week to provide one of those
Put 'em on.
spray bottles, right?
maybe
As we
that might
continue to
help.
upgrade. And let's get some production value. Maybe someone who does styling can watch the video and donate some equipment to us. So we can do this, for real. Get like a barber chair or something.
Well, there you go.
Get a barber pole. I mean, a little historical fact is that's where the barber pole and medicine they came back together back in the day. I'm not much of a medical historian, but barbers used to do things like bloodletting and provide medical care, right? So that's really what we're doing here. Hopefully not too much bloodletting right now.
Yeah. So, you don't feel it, do you? I haven't told you yet.
I mean, I said that a couple times.
That's true. But no blood draw.
Fantastic. Ryan is actually excellent at obtaining blood from little children. And we do that in the nicest way possible. Manager is watching this, so I think it's good. It's all in the name of a good cause. But he does have to start his shift in 4 minutes. Well, sometimes we have to make sacrifices before. Something like that. I can tell Ryan's really into this. He's got a very intense stare as he kind of circles around. For someone who's never done this before, I can tell you're enjoying it. Yeah. You'll give house calls to do this. I'm sure people would love you showing up with the riot shield like this.
Uh-huh.
You said you're close to a person and they can bring the gun. Kevlar.
Just in case.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Ryan's observing his handiwork. Oh, we have a guest coming in. Who's coming in to the right? Here's some laughing.
You ain't let me cut it, so you on.
I said you're up next week. Next haircut. Sorry, guys. This is our next guest barber or stylist. I said, and mistakenly, Miss Angela is going to be doing this next. She was, like I said, she was disappointed that I told her Ryan is doing it today.
Ryan, you're actually doing a good job.
Ooh, that's high praise from someone who knows what she's doing.
He's doing an excellent job.
Okay, so Miss Angela, you're going to be up next.
Okay.
Next haircut I do, it'll be all you. I'll figure out your work schedule.
Okay. You're doing a wonderful job.
This is just like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Every so often a friend drops by. Truer, more confident words have never been spoken than that's about as good as it's gonna get. Story of my life.
Hey, you've never doing this before.
Okay, so we have a bathroom behind us. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my PPE. I'm gonna maybe rinse my hair out a little bit, show you the product of Ryan's final work here, and then I think I may actually have somewhere some hair gel in my work bag. I'll grab that and we can do sort of a final look, and then we'll see. And again, $100 is gonna go to Backstoppers, and episode number 3 hopefully will feature Miss Anna. Let's say thank you and goodbye to Mr. Ryan here, who's actually got to go to work in about 30 seconds. Okay, fantastic work. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Okay, we can pause there. Okay, so here's the after final product here from Mr. Ryan and his haircut. It looks pretty clean. I do need to go home and do my own shower, but I put some styling product in there, and I think we're looking really good, pretty complimentary, and I think overall Ryan did a fantastic job. It's a toss-up between him and Justin, who's going to become out number 1. Let's get a vote going sometime soon. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you for episode number 3.